When I start to talk about God, you will need to know the man I speak so highly of. That man can change your life from zero to hero in no time.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ify and I'm from Nigeria, based here in Canada. I share everything, news, information regarding Canada immigration, as well as some things you need to know if you're planning to immigrate to Canada. I equally share some useful resources that can help you to prepare yourself if you're planning to immigrate to Canada. So if it's something you're interested in, I will urge you to hit the subscribe button as well as hit the notification bell icon so that you always be the first to be notified each time I upload a new video. So this particular video, I'll be sharing a story as well as my experience, and I know that you learn a lot from it. Okay, so if it's something you will be interested in, I will urge you to watch to the end and tell me what you think about it. So if you've been following me on my TikTok page as well as my Instagram, I always encourage everyone that wishes to come to Canada to be financially and mentally prepared. Not just this financially right now, financially and mentally prepared if you're coming to Canada. So this is why I have been saying that. Now, I recently saw a video from a popular YouTuber, how a family is about to move back to Nigeria after spending more than 30 million naira coming in as a student. Now, this person in question, she's married. She's a woman with 1-year-old child, and she equally came with the husband. Now, the story it became more interesting when she said that the course she's studying is very, very difficult and she's not able to cope up with it anymore. So since September, she has not been going to school. She just stayed back because she can't cope up with the stress of she taking care of the baby. Obviously, she says she can't put the baby in daycare because baby monthly payment for daycare is like 1.5 to 1.6, and there is no subsidy when it comes to like international students. So she says she cannot put her baby in the daycare, plus the stress of the course that she chose to study, that it's very difficult and she's not able to cope up. In fact, she literally stopped going to school. See, when people advise her to like switch or change course that is easier and simpler for her to study. So she says according to the story, that she actually tried to transition into the healthcare sector. She got admission eventually, and she was supposed to start January 2024. But later on, she said she also thought about it and said, you know what, that she's not ready, that she doesn't want to go ahead with the study. That back in Nigeria, she said she was in Abuja, she had a driver, she had a cleaner, like everything was just okay. So here in Canada, to get driver, to get a cleaner, or like that soft life that some people are used to back in Nigeria, you have to spend lots of money to get that. So for that reason, and she also complained about the house, that she used to live in this cozy type of building and all that. So in fact she cannot cope up anymore, and now she wants to move back to Nigeria. And this is a lady that has spent more than 30 million naira coming to Canada as an international student. Now, this particular story, I wouldn't say the person was not financially prepared. Obviously, she had lots of money for her to be able to come with her baby as well as her spouse, and she paid full 6 months rent as well. So everything is now going into the garbage. What am I trying to say? When I said you need to be mentally prepared, mentally prepared means that you need to prepare your mind that whatever you're coming to see here in Canada, you should be able to withstand it, right? Now, this lady was financially prepared, but she was not mentally prepared as well. So when I tell you guys that before you move to this Canada, you need to be both financially and mentally prepared. It's not just to discourage anyone, okay? And it will be so worst that you come to this Canada, you don't have money, as well as you are not even mentally prepared. When you come to this Canada, there are so many things you have to do on your own. It's not like, except you have that extra money, which I wouldn't even recommend anybody to be spending and squandering the money. In fact, the time will come when the money will finish. You don't have to like employ a driver to drive for you. Even to get a nanny here is very expensive. Putting your baby in the daycare is very expensive. And that's why I encourage people, before you choose the study route, please process it well. Check if you are qualified for any other route that is less stressful, less demanding, both financially and mentally. You should follow that route. Anybody that comes to me and tell me which is the best way to immigrate to Canada, I always tell them, please, you need to make a research first, but I don't just jump into the study route. Now, this is my personal experience I want to share. When I started this immigration journey, I didn't know anything about Canada immigration. Though someone now sent me the website to their Canada website. So I started making my own research. And funny enough, when I go to YouTube or Instagram, the things I used to hear is studying in Canada as a study route is the fastest way to immigrate to Canada. That is what I always hear. So they say the fastest way to immigrate to Canada is through the study route. Nobody tells you that when you come to Canada as a student, one, there are so many benefits you are not entitled to. You're not entitled to childcare benefit until you've stayed up to 18 months. You are not entitled to like daycare subsidy, which permanent resident are entitled to. You get some grant as a permanent resident. In fact, there are so many things that as a student you're not entitled to because you are also a temporary visa. You have a temporary visa, so it's more like you are not really recognized in this place because it's a temporary visa. Unlike when you come in as a permanent resident, okay? So many of the YouTubers and Instagram page, when I go there, they will always preach about coming to Canada through the study route is the fastest way. They won't tell you that. To me, when they say those things, I was thinking, okay, once I come to Canada, in fact, I didn't know that there was something like permanent resident. Like, once I come to Canada as a student, I'm already immigrating to Canada. I didn't know that there was another additional step I have to take to become a permanent resident. I started looking for schools. In fact, I gained admission in University of Saskatchewan after applying for 3 schools. I applied for 3 schools and get admission into University of Saskatchewan. And I was so fortunate that I was not quick to go and pay my school fees then. I had to like sit and make more research. When I started making my research, I discovered that, oh, when you come to Canada, you still have to transition to become a permanent resident, meaning you have to go back to express entry pool. You'll be competing with people back home, that's in people that are not in Canada, in the pool. So what is the essence? It will just give you some few points and then gain Canadian experience. Then it will also it will classify you to be under Canadian experience class, but it's still under express entry. Meaning any drug that they give, if they give a drug, for example, like we all know that the drug has been so high, 520, 510, they don't care if you're already in Canada or if you spent millions of naira in their study. So what I'm trying to say is that there is no special pathway, for a student to become a permanent resident here in Canada. So before you decide that you want to come in as a student, you should first of all strategize. Know what you're coming for. First of all, check if you are qualified to become a permanent resident from your home country. Check the alternatives. If it means you studying French, right from, especially when you're already busy in your country, you have a work, you have something good working out for you. Don't just be in a rush to move to Canada for a study. You can stay there, take your IELTS exams, which is even cheaper there compared to you coming to Canada to take that IELTS. And if it means you studying French and going for maybe a PGD or a master program, like in my case, I studied French, did PGD while in Nigeria just to boost my point, because in fact, I had to ignore the study route completely because I see that it's just like a waste of money, no benefit, and then I'll still be competing with people back home to become a permanent resident. So that was how I forfeited that admission. I never went through school. So you can imagine if I didn't make my research, I would have still been in a mess or regretting why I have to come in as a student. That is why you need to make that research. Don't just because this other person is going through the study route or going through the PMP program or coming in through the business program, you as well wants to do that. Every individual is unique. Use your own experience and your particulars or your data to know which route is suitable for you. Okay, so now the woman is going back to Nigeria because she didn't plan for it. She was not prepared for it. Everything, if you're coming to Canada, is not about japa. You need to be mentally prepared and financially prepared if you're coming down to Canada. This is not me discouraging. So in summary of this video, if you truly want to come to Canada, in fact, not just Canada, if you want to immigrate to a new country, it's good that you know what you are doing. And those people that choose to use agents, don't leave all your application. Don't be a novice to the whole entire thing. You need to follow up. You need to make your own research so that if this agent is saying A, you should be able to understand the A that he's saying. Not like giving them huge amount of money so that they can just help you to get visa. Okay, and another thing I hear they are doing now is promising people that once you get a visitor visa, you should be able to convert it to work permit once you get here. In fact, that's a story of another day. This thing is not like something that you can do immediately. It requires process. So when all these agents are cooking up stories for you, do not just swallow and buy those stories without making those research, because some of them, they are just there for the money. If you come here, you'll be the one to face the whole mental problem. So please guys, always make your research, do your due diligence before deciding on the particular route you want to use to come to Canada. Don't just take or choose any route because this is what is popular and this is what people are going for. Make your own decision. Be mentally prepared in the sense that you know that anytime you're coming here, you already made up your mind because this is what you want. Not you coming here because you were forced to come here or because you're seeing other people coming here. Decide that this is what you want. No one is cajoling you to be here. So that each time, even you come here and you see that things are not going easily, of course, it's always not easy the first time. You know that you've already prepared your mind towards it and you will not fall into depression. And also research on how Canada works. Canada is not meant for everyone. Canada is a very quiet place. So if you are this bubbling or extrovert type of person, prepare your mind that as you're coming to Canada, you might not be that. So you might not be you might not go to this party thing that you're used to, or if you're always going out or having plenty friends, it might not happen here. So those are the things you need to prepare your mind, so that when you meet it, it will not be a shock to you. Research on it, research on Canada, and see if it's something that is good for you. And don't move just because people are moving. Okay, so guys, this is what I said I should share today. If you like and if you want more content, you can subscribe to my button, you can subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to hit the notification bell icon, okay, so that each time I upload a new video, you'll always be the first to notify. And if there is something you guys want me to talk about, you can drop that on my comment section. For now,